Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and today I have like a mixed plate haul from Bath & Body Works of like candles, hand soaps, and other knickknacks as well. Some Christmas holiday stuff as well as some fall repurchases, and I just felt like I kind of like just lumped them into one haul or they'll just get completely lost in the shuffle. So we'll get right into it. Let's see, so Christmas holiday stuff, you know, there's like a candle sale going on every week or weekend. So I breezed in and was sniffing around at some of the stuff at the new floor set. Most of it is repackaged, and this time around what caught my eye was cinnamon sugared pecans, mainly because the packaging was just so freaking cute on it. That's what that looks like. Wouldn't this be awesome if this was friggin' cinnamon frosting instead of cinnamon sugared pecans? I mean, it was just so exquisite. But in any case, warm cinnamon toasted pecans and brown sugar. I have actually burned this one already twice, as you can see right there. And I bought this the first year it came out, maybe like 2 years ago. I think this is the third iteration of it at this point. And I remember burning it and just being like, this is super underwhelming, and like I barely got any throw from it, and I just returned it to the store, and that was the end of it. And then it came out again last year, and I was like, girl, what? I was like, I didn't think that fragrance was all that great, but you know, it's just because I don't think it's great doesn't mean that the people out there aren't gonna buy it. And so I was like, okay. And then I thought I heard or saw reviews of people saying that cinnamon sugar pecans is really awesome and they can smell it and it's strong and juicy and just all that. And so I was like, you know what, I don't need to buy it last year, but now that it's in this year in really cute packaging, let me give it another try and see how it does. It still remained largely the same on cold. After having burned it, I have to say my thoughts don't really change on it too much. It's still quite underwhelming, to be honest. It's just like a watered down, diluted version of that like sugared pecan pie, Texas pecan pie fragrance, which isn't too far off from like your praline pecan cobbler fragrance, which is very similar to pumpkin pecan waffles, which actually came out as candied pecans one year, so not too far of a stretch in terms of them all smelling very similar. But in any case, it's, yeah, like your brown sugar, a little bit of cinnamon sugar, and then heaps of that oily pecan smell that I don't love how oily it turns out. It just smells like those like rotting, oily old pecans or almonds or nuts that you would find in the pantry all the way in the back, and you eat it and you taste the oiliness and you smell the oiliness as well, and then you try to mask that with some cinnamon sugar and brown sugar and call it a day, and that's kind of what this smells like. And when you go to burn it, it's like all right enough, but it's just also kind of just like lacks a punch to it. It's just like kind of in like the 4 range where it's like, okay, it's not super unscented, but it's just not really like giving me oomph to it either. It's just very basic. And so for that reason, I was like, I don't know. I just, sometimes like I like to revisit fragrances because you guys know I do change my mind often because like, you know, I'll write something off the very first time, but then I like to revisit something afterwards and see if it's like improved or if I, you know, change my taste or opinion on it. But this was not the case. So I have only burned this one twice, so hopefully it still qualifies for the lightly used one. I just don't know if I really need to keep this or if I just exchange it for something else, just because honestly it's just not really giving me anything when it's burning. So that was cinnamon sugared pecans right there. It sucks because like if you actually smell, like go to the mall or like a theme park or something and smell like, you know, candied almonds or candied pecans or cinnamon sugared pecans like out in natural setting, it smells amazing, awesome, and divine, and that does not really capture that exact feeling that I was hoping for. So yeah, on that. Moving on, I got, oh my god, it's just like, girl, what are you on buying this one? And it is holiday, as you can see in this packaging. Not my favorite, but it exists. And this one says red cinnamon stick, cinnamon Christmas clove buzz, and ground nutmeg. I have actually already burned this one. It was sitting like crazy. I had the Corwix on it that had really high flames on it. And oh my gosh, so I normally hate red hot cinnamon fragrances, or actually, it's not that I hate them, but I guess for whatever reason, red hot cinnamon gets a really bad rap here in the candle community or on social media. Everyone just always blasts like, ooh, it's not that red hot cinnamon, it's that much nicer cinnamon sugar type of fragrance. A saying gets said a lot in the candle community where it's like we just immediately poo-poo on anything red hot cinnamon. Smells like, you know, big red chewing gum or whatever the comparison is, or smells like cinnamon broomsticks. And I was thinking, why is it that it's so ingrained that for whatever reason if we smell red hot cinnamon in a candle, it's like an immediate turn off? And I was like, okay, well, like, let me revisit this fragrance and see what it does. And so I think the impetus for this truly was that so I used to drink coffee before, and I quit for the second time maybe about a month ago, and so I converted to tea instead to still get a little bit of like a awesome like sippage action in the morning, and just a boost of caffeine, but not as much as coffee gives you. And so I've been really into tea, and so I ordered the Harney & Sons Hot Cinnamon Sunset. fragrance, tea flavor, and whoo, oh my god, get ready. If you want a cinnamon broomstick to like explode in your mouth and like burn your esophagus, buy the hot cinnamon sunset, tea flavor from Harney & Sons. It comes in like a metal tin. Well, so I normally like double brewing my tea, so you put two tea bags to maybe like, what is it, 12 to 14 ounces of water or whatever, to get like maximum taste, because I just really want to taste the tea when I drink it, so I usually do 2 bags. But for this one, well, that was a mistake, because oh my god, it's truly like, it's so friggin' red hot cinnamon, like it will truly burn your esophagus when you're drinking it, like to the point you want to cough, and it's just like, just a cinnamon broomstick exploded in your mouth. And so, but I still kind of enjoyed how, I don't know, intense and assaultive the fragrance was in my mouth and into my throat, that I was like, okay, like this is kind of fun for how crazy cinnamon it is. So then I was just in the store when I was smelling the cinnamon sugar pecans, and I came across the holiday one, and I was like, oh my god, this literally smells like that tea that was in my mouth earlier this week or whatever. And I was like, it would be so much fun to like drink that tea, but also have a candle burning that smells just like it, to just evoke that whole red hot cinnamon experience. And then I was like, well, like, why is it that red hot cinnamon gets such a bad rap in the community? And so I burned it, and I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. It's just like very festive. Like this could be fall and into winter time. Very much a cinnamon broomstick experience. This is just balls to the walls, will assault your noses with red hot cinnamon, and I'm kind of here for it. It's just, I mean, obviously it must still be popular because we still get like cinnamon stick and cinnamon and clove buds and holiday like on rotation during this season. So there must be people out there who do like red hot cinnamon. And so for that reason, that long-winded story, I was really enjoying this one. And of course it was strong and it burned fine. So that was holiday right there. I would love, oh my god, Cereal and Cartoons was my favorite, because that one had a little bit more of this creamy, milky action that tempered how red hot cinnamon the cinnamon was. And then what is the cinnamon bark is so amazing too, but that has not come back out in so long. But I love cinnamon bark too. But in any case, there was that. Let's see, a few more candles. So the thing with like candle reviewing that I've noticed is just like the seasons go by so fast. Bath and Body Works and retail goes by the season so fast that it's just like stuff comes at you, and then it comes at you in an instant, in a moment. And then especially if you're trying to review candles, you just kind of like blast through them without, I guess, appreciating them. So it's hard to take a step back and just like enjoy the candle. And of course it's not like anyone's like forcing me to review candles, but that's just kind of the nature of how candle reviewing goes. And then so like when you do take a little bit of a break, you can actually kind of revisit the candles that you bought like, you know, a month or two ago when it was July, and now it's actually fall time, and you can appreciate the fragrances. And so I've been doing that, and I've been burning my fall candles, and I came across 2 candles that I was just like loving to pieces, and I was like, oh my god, I didn't even review these, but I really want to repurchase these before they sell out. And so that's what these 2 candles were. So the first one we have is, oh my god, Praline Delight. I freaking love this. Oh my gosh. So that's what that is. Roasted pecans, brown sugar, creamy caramel. And this one, when I smelled it on cold, I was like, okay, yeah, kind of generic, been there, done that fragrance that we've had before. Kind of smells like pumpkin cinnamon bun. You know, that just kind of like praline pecan fragrance that we get from them. But boy, when I like started burning through this, like I was just burning it nonstop. I'm like almost done with the first one. It burns even despite it having like really dark espresso bar type of brown wax. The wicks and the flames do not nub out. They're just like, just great all the way down to the bottom. Just a clean burn and excellent. Just trim them and go, and you're good to go. And the fragrance is actually quite strong for me as well. And it's just so scrumptious and delicious, and really comes alive when you're burning it, and I really enjoyed it. This really reminds me of, it does remind me of pumpkin cinnamon bun for sure, and in some instances, pumpkin cinnamon bun is kind of similar to the, is it like pumpkin spice cheesecake or spiced pumpkin cheesecake, or whatever that cheesecake pumpkin fragrance that we had many years back that I think it only came out twice. It came out twice, and then it got canned. It's very similar to that pumpkin cheesecake fragrance that we've had from Bath and Body Works before, and a similar type of, like, almost like this, like, sort of like spiced, like, filling type of note that you would get, I guess, from a cheesecake or a pie. And there's even like a graham cracker fragrance that is very similar or reminiscent to the graham cracker that we get from like chocolate grahams or toasted graham latte, or is it bonfire s'mores that also had a like graham cracker note in it. It's very much that graham cracker note, even like Italy, cannoli, and chocolate. It very much has like that sort of graham cracker note in here. And like this could like easily be rebranded as like a pumpkin spice cheesecake fragrance. And so it reminds me of that, and I love it. And it is similar, once again, by association to pumpkin cinnamon bun. And it's just that category of fragrances. They're all very similar, and they kind of like share similar notes. and I love it. It's like when you're burning it, it really does smell like something like sort of scrumptious bakery action is going on in the background with a little bit of like a spiced action, and plenty of like the sweetness that you get from the brown sugar and the pecans and the caramel. I would say like maybe like caramel praline cheesecake or something would really kind of hit the nail on the head on this fragrance. I don't know if it's because cheesecake doesn't perform very well, that they don't really do cheesecake fragrances anymore, because people were like, ooh, it smells like sour milk, or like, you know, sour dairy cheese action or whatever, and the graham cracker smells stale, or whatever we all say here on YouTube. And so maybe they just went with like a sort of vague Praline Delight name, which I'm not really a huge fan of, but the fragrance is juicy and it burns great and it throws great, so I freaking love it. So this was the repurchase of that right there. And the other repurchase that I was like, oh my god, I love this one too. I actually hauled one for my sister, I think the last haul, and then I was like, girl, what am I doing buying one for her? I also need one for myself as well. So I went back into the store and got a Cozy Sunday Night. Oh my god, I love this one too. Excellent. Warm cinnamon and crystallized ginger and vanilla bean. This was also kind of similar to like my tea drinking experience, like action, where I was like, you know, drinking like chai tea or like cinnamon tea or whatever, and I just like really enjoy the like spicy fragrances and the taste in my mouth. And this kind of does have like a almost like a cinnamon tea with like some kind of like crumbly, I don't know, almost like a spiced shortbread mixed with like a creamy marshmallow, and it's just like all mixed together, and it's awesome. It's kind of like a slight deviation of the Perfect Christmas, has like that sort of like cinnamon fragrance in there mixed with like a marshmallow. Also kind of similar to Cuddle Weather as well, which ironically also said like, I don't know, gingerbread tea on it, with like cinnamon shortbread or something like that. This kind of evokes that Cuddle Weather experience more than Cuddle Weather itself did. And I like how it's like, this is kind of like Cuddle Weather, but a fancy version of it. And I freaking love it. It's just everything like mixed together. Like, okay, cinnamon and ginger and vanilla is not super groundbreaking, but just everything mixed together just comes together in this really awesome, cozy, spicy, like kind of like tea, kind of bakery, and kind of cozy all in one. And it's just, I freaking love it. So Cozy Sunday Night right there. It like totally performs and burns fine for me. Like it's plenty strong in my bedroom. Just like a nice, really wind down type of fragrance at nighttime. So love that. So I had to get that one as well. A few rewards. This one's for my sister. I wanted to get her a pumpkin peanut brittle, and I was like, I don't want to carry too many candles over there, but I also still want to get her this one. And I had a reward, so I was like, you know what, I can probably like shove a single wick in there without too much hassle. And so I got her a pumpkin peanut brittle in a single wick, since this one is available in store. So I did a reward redemption on that. The notes say crunchy caramel brittle, salty peanuts, toasted pumpkin seeds. And let's see. Ooh, girl, I can't even open this. Okay, here we go. Oh my god, it smells amazing. It smells the same as ever before. Friggin' excellent. I love it. It's like a Ritz cracker with a peanut butter spread on it. Friggin' amazing. Like, if you haven't tried this one out, get the online exclusive of it. Highly recommended. If you just want like a Ritz cracker with peanut butter experience, like captured in a candle, with a little bit of that caramel to give it a little bit of sweetness and juiciness, check out Pumpkin Peanut Brittle. The 3-wick usually performs very strong and awesome. Excellent, like unique Bath & Body Works bakery fragrance for the fall time. That's just simply excellent. So excited or happy to have been able to get this for her. Hopefully like she can still like use this in a bathroom or a smaller bedroom, and because the 3-wick is so strong, I'm hoping the single wick will still perform for her. So there was that. Another reward redemption on the brand new Luminous by Bath & Body Works. The candle I was kind of ho-hum about, but I just, for whatever reason, really enjoy just collecting the single fragrance launch fragrances, both in candle and body wash if I can. Ruby Currant, Gilded Iris, and Praline Amber. Once again, this is the new body wash formula that differs from the shower gel formula that doesn't have the parabens or sulfates in it. So you're not going to get as much of a foaming, lathering action. I've kind of like didn't love that at first, but I've kind of gotten used to it now that I'm like, okay, I just like, I guess manage my expectations in terms of how much foam or lather I'm gonna get. I don't know, this one's kind of grown on me. It is like a very mature body care fragrance. It's kind of like Chasing Fireflies, made a little bit more, I don't know, juicier and deeper. It has that same like sort of powdery action that you get from Chasing Fireflies. A little bit of that sort of like sweetness that you get from Dahlia, and Dahlia also has like a floral component to it. Not super groundbreaking or unique, but still just juicy and fun to use. So, I don't know, Luminous right there. And then lastly, I had 2 hand soaps. There were some new, well, one's new and one I think is a repeat. The holiday ones have come into the store, so I did some kind of combination of a coupon and a I don't know, promo that they had. And we had a sugar plum and rose. You guys know I love all the rose fragrances. And I have to say, Bath & Body Works hand soap fragrances are freaking bomb, like amazing. Now that I can finally use their hand soaps again because of the switch to the gentle and clean, I have a great appreciation for the level of fragrance we get in their hand soaps. They're usually always very strong. There's a wide variety of them. There's actually like an awesome juicy variety of them, like even in comparison to the candles, in the sense that we tend to get like new fragrances that are shuffled in there, and a little bit more unique fragrances as well. Like you wouldn't imagine to get like that iced matcha latte fragrance in candle form, but we can get it in hand soap. Like sugar plum and rose isn't coming out in candle form, but we can get it in hand soap. There's a lot of like juicy, unique, like awesome hand soap fragrances that Bath & Body Works puts out that are just simply excellent. And so I was like, let me try out sugar plum and rose right here. Let's see, blackberry, sweet sugar plum, and iced rose. But with that said, this one's not my favorite, but I mean, it's still juicy and I'll still use it. Let's see. Yeah, there's a little bit of a prettiness in the rose, almost like a sort of like a faint, like watery rose water is kind of the extent of the rose you get in this. So it's not a super heady, perfumey, strong blast of rose by any means. You get more of the quote unquote sugar plum and the blackberries in there, and it's like this juicy berry blend. It's similar to Raspberry Citrus Swirl, which was that pink lemonade punch fragrance, and then just add a dash of like rose water in there. What was it, Strawberry Sparkler or something in that Giving Tuesday collection, reminiscent of that, where it's kind of like a drink berry fragrance, almost like a lemonade or like a pomegranate or that type of like quenching juiciness with a little, just a hint of a rose or rose water note in the background. This is actually very, very, very similar to the Scentsy pink lemon water fragrance. I happen to have that Scentsy bar and I really enjoyed it, and this is very similar to that. So if you like pink lemon water from Scentsy, you might enjoy sugar plum and rose from Bath & Body Works, and so that's that right there. Super cute packaging. And then lastly, we have White Iris and Cedarwood. This was a lot of these were like Boppus orders where I was just like I can't get into the store right now, but I like want to do the promo before the promo ends and the coupon expires. So I just like did a quick Boppus order. And so I didn't smell this one in store, but the reviews were saying they were so awesome and excellent and like amazing and like it's their favorite hand soap ever. And I was like, okay, let me try it. I don't remember this fragrance at all when the first time it came around. It's Iris Blossoms, Winter Cedarwood, and Glimmering Snowflakes. And whoo, girl, this is a lesson for me to, I guess, smell the fragrances in store first before I actually do a Boppus on an unknown fragrance. This isn't terrible by any means, but it's still not something I would have ever picked up had I smelled it originally. But I was just like, I'll just use it and just deal with it, whatever. I'll just give it off to somebody because, yeah, this is just one of those like bergamot waters type of like, it's like this aquatic perfume fragrance. There's like this like aquatic cologne component mixed with perfume. And it's like this ambiguous like fine fragrance type of perfumey fragrance that also tends to give me a headache. It's very much in that like, yeah, that bergamot waters or topaz waters or whatever that fragrance was called. Just this like very heady, perfumey, I don't know, bergamot waters action made more perfumey. And I don't love it. It's not terrible. There's a little bit like a cleanness to it in the way that there's like this sort of aquatic glistening snowflakes type of feel to it. But yeah, not a repurchase by any means. It is quite strong though. So White Iris and Cedarwood right there. And that is it. Thanks so much for watching. And there's nothing, there's like a whole crap load of new fragrances that are coming out. If you caught my Instagram live, we talked about it. And I think Life Inside the Page has also published it on our blog as well. There's like a crap load of juicy stuff coming out. There's like a Cosmopolitan, I think. What else was there? It totally escapes me because it was just, there's just been so much stuff going on and I don't even remember what the names were from whenever I did that live, but just check out our blog. There's just so much newness coming. I think Winter White Woods is also returning as well, which is pretty exciting. And some other fun finds, but in any case, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.